book can take you anywhere. Turn the pages and you'll be there. Come on, join us, you'll see. We're reading with Carylee.
Hi, friends. Thanks for joining me for another Read with Carylee. Of course, I am your host, Carylee, and today we have another amazing author with a fabulous book. We have Andrea Lamont, and she is reading The Magic Friendship Rock. I am so intrigued. So, Andrea, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited. You know, I've seen this book and I am just so excited for you to read it. It's one of the favorites of a friend of mine, and that's how I got to get connected to you. So you know what, if you could let us know where you're reading to us from, that'll be great.
So I live in Leesburg, Virginia, which is in Northern Virginia, which is just outside Washington, D.C.
Yes, I know. You know, we're neighbors. I'm just on the other side in Prince William County.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, small world.
Yes. So I am so excited to have another local author here with us, and The Magic Friendship Rock. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, our friends are going to be so happy about this book. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to turn it over to you so that you could dive right into this book.
Sounds good. Let's get to it. All right, so we're going to be reading The Magic Friendship Rock. It was an unusual time, a time where people had to be apart. A time of sadness and loneliness for many children in the world, especially for one little boy named Clark. Many months had passed where there wasn't school, friends, family gatherings, or special outings. Lots of questions of why and when. One day, Clark was in the backyard with his mom, his brother Heath, and his dog Briar. He looked over at his mom and brother and said, "I miss school. Playing with friends, visiting my grandparents and family. I want to go strawberry picking, to the animal park, and fishing with Dada. I bet they miss doing things too." "I'm sure they do, buddy. You know, Emerson's birthday is coming up, and I'm sure it'll be hard not being able to have a party. Since we can't go out to buy a present, let's find something to make," said his mom. "Great idea, Mom," Clark replied. Since the garden was a place full of adventure, discovery, magic, and wonder, Clark thought this would be the perfect location to find a present for Emerson. They searched high and low for the perfect present, but nothing seemed quite right. That was until they walked by a pile of rocks. But Clark sensed that these were no ordinary rocks. They were magic rocks. As they began digging up the rocks, his mom asked, "What about this one?" "No, that's too small," Clark said. "What about this one?" she replied. "No, that's too bumpy," Clark said. "How about this?" she asked. Let me see," he said. He grabbed the perfect looking rock and shook it to the left, then shook it to the right and yelled these magic words that unlocked what was inside. "Rainbowy, rainbowy, hooty tooty, blah, blah." Soon enough, Clark's imagination ran wild. The rock had the magical powers to turn him into a pilot flying a plane high in the sky, an astronaut blasting off in a rocket ship to outer space, a prince going on an adventure with magical creatures, and a superhero with a magic sword to fight the bad guys. "Whoa, this really is the perfect and most magical rock," Clark said. In that moment, Clark felt very happy. He wanted Emerson to be able to feel the same magic and happiness he felt too. Mom, can we go inside and paint the rock to make it look even more magical?" Clark asked. "Sure we can," replied his mom. They all went inside so Clark could paint this magical rock. "What color should we paint it?" asked his mom. Rainbow, Clark replied. When he was done painting the rock, Clark said, I'm going to call this the Magic Friendship Rock. Emerson is going to love this. The next day, Clark was sitting outside waiting, beaming from ear to ear, ready to give Emerson the Magic Friendship Rock. Clark handed his rock with pride. Hi, Emerson. I got you a Magic Friendship Rock for my garden. Happy birthday, Clark said. A rock? What am I supposed to do with it? Asked Emerson in confusion. Clark replied, this is no ordinary rock. This is a magic rock. You can be anything you want to be. Just shake it to the left, shake it to the right, and yell these magic words to unlock what's inside. Then Clark whispered the magic words into Emerson's ear. Emerson, still unsure about the gift her friend had just given her, says, I don't know, Clark. It seems kind of silly. Clark puts his hand on top of the rock and says, sometimes you just have to be silly and believe in the magic. She decides to trust her friend and gives the special shaking words a try. She shook it to the left and shook it to the right and yelled the magic words that unlocked what was inside. Rainbowy, rainbowy, hooty tooty, blah, blah. Emerson gasped in amazement. Wow, I'm a unicorn warrior princess. This really is the best and most magical rock ever. Thank you, Clark, my best dude, said Emerson with the biggest smile. You're welcome, Clark replied. For a moment, as they drove away, Clark felt a little bit of sadness when he couldn't stay to play with his friend. Again, the questions of why filled his head. Then suddenly he said, Mama, I think that made her really happy. I want to make more people happy. Can we make more magic friendship rocks? Absolutely, buddy, said his mom. Thanks to his imagination and big heart, Clark and his family set out on a mission to spread happiness to family and friends during the most difficult of times through the Magic Friendship Rock. A rock that has the magical powers to connect friends, spread the magic of imagination and happiness wherever it goes. The end.
With Carylee.
I love Clark. Rainbowy, Rudy Tooty, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yep.
I wish I could just say that and make things just magically appear and say that alone.
I know.
Oh my gosh, like I said, this is a fabulous book. And so what was your motivation, or why did you choose to write this particular book?
So this is actually, for the most part, Clark's story. My son's name is Clark. So this really is his story for the most part. Obviously, things were a little more magical than probably in real life. But basically, this all kind of stemmed from 2020 happening and the pandemic happening. And he was about 3.5 at the time that the pandemic happened. And so for him, he loves school. He thrives in school. He loves his friends. He loves his teachers. And so his whole world was kind of turned upside down when this all happened. So we actually had a friend reach out to us saying that they were going to do a birthday parade where everyone drove by. And I mean, we had no time to go out and get a present. Things were shut down. So we had to get creative. And I was like, all right, what are we going to do? What are we going to do so that we can take your friend a present? And he goes, let's go look outside. And I was like, perfect. Let's go outside, buddy. And we came across sticks. We came across flowers. And he's like, I don't want flowers. And then he came across rocks. And my son has the most creative and imaginative little mind. And so to him, this rock was just magical. And like literally he said something similar to rainbowy, hooty tooty, blah, blah. It was more like hooty tooty. And then he loves the words blah, blah. And so then we added rainbowy to it because he loves rainbows. And so to him, it transformed him into all of these things. And as like an escape from everything that was happening around him. And so he felt like it was important to him to be able to spread that to his friends, to kind of continue to nourish those relationships with his friends and share something that he found so fun with his friends. And just, that was just important to him. And so that's just kind of how the story kind of came to be.
Wow, that is amazing. And yes, Clark does have a vivid imagination, and an imagination that can bring so much joy to so many people. I'm just beaming right now, just after hearing the book. And it's amazing, the imagination and the creativity of our children.
Yes.
So, is this your first book?
It is my first book. So I kind of, once I became a mom and I started reading stories with Clark and reading stories with my kids, I just love watching their reactions to books and how they interact with them. And it always just like warms my heart so much when I get to see that. And I was like, gosh, what I wouldn't give to be able to write a book that children had a reaction to like that, like what my children had. But it wasn't until 2020 that just the story kind of fell into my lap, a story that just kind of hit home for me that I felt like was an important story to put out there. So it was really Clark and then 2020 happening that just kind of made it happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it is an amazing story. I'm so glad that you wrote it. So, as you were saying with some of the books that kind of made your children come alive and, just filled their heart, were there any books that had the same reaction for you when you were growing up?
So in terms of illustration, just because I'm a graphic designer, I've always loved Eric Carle. I love his 2D mixed media art that he does in his books. It's just very much my style. So I loved those books for their illustrations. But in terms of story, my favorite children's book of all time, and it's actually the nursery room theme for both my boys, is Where the Wild Things Are. Because Where the Wild Things Are, it's about a child who uses his imagination to travel across the seas, and he makes friends with the wild things. And I just love the whole element of a child using his imagination. Because to me, a child's imagination is just so important for their development. And it's such a magical thing to watch. And so that story for me was just, I loved it. My mom always said I had such a creative brain like that. My imagination and creativity was always just very up there. And I just have always loved that book for that reason.
Yes. That is amazing. And Where the Wild Things Are takes you to a different place. I think your book takes us to a different place as well. And I am so glad that you were able to come on by and visit with us through Zoom. Since we're close, maybe we'll be able to actually meet each other sometime.
I hope so.
Yeah. So again, Andrea, thank you so much. And I would have said a big shout out to Clark because he was the inspiration behind all of this. And all I could do is, say rainbowy, hooty tooty, blah blah.
That's right. They're magical words, and they're fun to say. They're fun to say. So I do have one challenge for all your viewers, though.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do a challenge.
I challenge all of you to go on a magic friendship rock hunt, go find a rock, paint it, and give it to someone very important in your life to spread the magic of imagination with all of your friends. So I want to challenge you to go on a magic friendship rock hunt. So that's very important for Clark and I, because we love being able to spread the magic of imagination with everyone.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what, friends at home? I'm going to get in on this challenge as well. And please go ahead, make your magic friendship rocks, and take pictures and tag Read with Carylee, and do hashtag Read with Carylee, hashtag friendship rock, and let's see how much friendship we can and magic we can spread all throughout the internet just have your parents tag me on Read with Carylee on Instagram, and we will have your pictures displayed on our Instagram for this show. So go ahead, make your magic friendship rocks, and spread the love and joy of friendship. And again, Andrea, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and friends, you've got your challenge. So make sure you go and get your friendship rock, and make sure you hit subscribe, ring that bell, and join us for another amazing author next week. Until next time, remember to grab a book and read, and rainbowy, hooty tooty, blah, blah. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Carylee.
Thanks for watching another amazing episode of the Read with Carylee Show. We have amazing authors coming by every week. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. You don't want to miss a thing.